him, pursuing either the man or the woman every day. And the man is trying to see, can I win this battle? So at this moment, it is still at the thought level. At this moment, it is still at the thought level. Haijafika pahali pa kukua relationship. So at the thought level, that is where you need to conquer the marriage, the extra marital interest. At this stage, the seducer could be pursuing so seriously, but the man is still in his thought level. But by showing an extra interest in his wife, he is trying to see whether he can conquer the battle. At this stage, he is seeking attention from his legal wife to try and see if he can get the attention he is getting out there. Remember I said the seducer is hot on his heels. Hamwachishi, kama ni simu, sweetheart, I want us to meet. Kama ni nini, kama ni to lunch date, tuko hapo kila siku. So this man is trying to avoid that. And he is trying to go home to his wife early enough to see whether he can be able to get the same attention. So you as a woman, if you're not able to catch the attention of this man, if you're not able to catch the attention of this man and to get to know there is something that this man is talking, there are volumes that he's talking, you have lost him. The man tries to make advances to the woman, but the woman is not sensitive. We uko tu hapo na nyonyo hata ujefunga, na uko nje anaziona zimesimama saa 6. Wakati ambapo anakaribishwa na huyu msichana ama huyu mama kwa nyumba ama kwa ofisi, what he sees, the image he sees out there is different. We hata unatoleanga bra kwa gari. Yani ukifika home unasikia tu mimi nimechoka nataka tu kukua mama nyumbani. We, let me tell you, there are simple things I tell women to do that have helped me in my marriage. For the years I have been married to the Oracle, 34 years. I am not the same woman he married. I have changed over the years. I am married for 34 years. I got married to him when I was 22. So you can imagine I am in 56 years now. And I am still looking as good as he married me, maybe even better. Because I have learned on the game. I have learned so many things. I have learned how to take care of the things of this man. I have learned everything, how to do things for this man. So I'm not saying there is nothing new you can tell me about marriage, but I am saying upkeep yourself for this man. Whether in the house, I am not saying you stay in a skirt suit in the house. But I am saying the two clothes that you put on in the house, hapana vanga t-shirt mpaka kimeraruka hapa. Na uko nje anaona tusichana tunyonyo tumesimama hivi. Ni kweli umenyonyesha watatu. But there are things that we call bras. Supporter. Hauna supporter mama? Kwa nini unaitolea kwa gari? Wengine tunatolea kwa parking, unakuja umeshika kwa mkono ati kwa sababu umechoka, nasikia joto. My friend, there are stages into an extramarital affair. He is coming home early, showing extra interest in you and looking out to see, can I be able to be given the same attention I am getting out there? And the person giving you the attention, can they at least, if not look like, match what I am seeing out there? At this stage, at this initial stage, there's a lot of thoughts that are going on. There's a lot of competition in his mind. He is trying to compare. Because he cannot verbalize and say, I saw so and so looking like this. He is trying to verbalize it with action. The man may even try to bring in a topic that you discussed. A certain lady. Now listen. Hapana fokea huyo mwanaume. Hapana kemea huyo mwanaume. Akijaribu kukwambia, I saw somebody dressed like this, like that. Niki ukoro raga. What were you looking at? He has eyes. Come on. You cannot put a curtain on his eyes when he's walking on the road. When the seducer comes to his desk in the office, you cannot put curtains. So when he is trying to explain, and in the last program I said that the man is constantly looking for the image of the girl that he married. So maybe he has lost the image from you. Now he is trying to build back the image and he tries to explain and to try to, kujaribu kukwambia niliona mtu amevaa hivi, amekaa hivi. Hapana fokea huyo mwanaume. I like sometimes what the oracle will do. He will come and tell me, kuna nywele, he doesn't even know whether it's a wig or a weave or what. He is completely naive. I'm married to him for 34 years and he can't even tell you what a hairstyle is called. Hajui hata jina ya hairstyle moja. Lakini there is one particular wig that he likes. And he will keep telling me, kuna ile wig yako unavaanga, inakaanga hivi. Hasemagi kila siku. Lakini kuna siku ataamka asubuhi aseme kuna wig fulani unavaanga. I think in the next program I'll put on that wig. for him to see. Because personally, me, I don't like it. It's mine, but it's not my style. But he loves it. And he keeps saying, kuna ile wigi yako inakaanga, hajui kusema ni bob. Hajui kusema kala yake. But ananiambiaga, most likely, he has seen somebody out there and he has admired that person. Don't tell me, the oracle is born again. He has eyes, he has ears, he has instincts, he has feelings. He is a total man. I said he has ears, he has eyes to look, to see, to evaluate, and he can even tell me a beautiful woman. Hey, that woman is beautiful. I cannot, sisi kamfokea nikamwambia ulikuwa unaangalia nini? Ako na macho. So when you hear your husband coming home with a certain suggestion, kuna wig fulani, kuna nywele ulikuwa unawekanga inakaa hivi. Like the oracle will explain like this. Ile nywele inakaanga hivi. Hajui inaitwa bob. Personally, I don't like it, but he loves it. So once in a while, I want to appease him and put it on, especially when he insists on that hair. I think in the next program, I will put it on. Trevilla, you'll remind me. Put on the wig that daddy likes. So that people can see it is not my style, but it is his style. He says he loves it. So who am I not to love it? So I will put it on because most likely, born again as he is, he could have seen that wig with somebody out there, somebody that he admired. So I want to bring the image right into his house, close to him. So when he comes with a suggestion, we are looking at the initial stages of an extramarital affair. Don't tell me, my husband is born again. He is dead to self. Yes, but he still has eyes. Hakungolewa makucha. Hakukatwa mikono wakati aliokoka. Hakuondolewa instincts. Ni vile tu Roho Mtakatifu anawasaidia. So get to know what is this that my husband wants. Ni nini hii huyu mwanaume anatafuta. So it's important for you to know what your husband wants. Stop that madam in charge attitude. I am madam in charge. My dress, my choice. Where? Sometimes your dress, his choice. I am telling you, my makeup, my choice. Sometimes it's your makeup, his choice. There are times I will put on makeup and my husband will tell me, Leo, kuna vile tu. Of course, I'll be very annoyed because it takes time to do makeup. And when I'm looking at myself in the mirror, I will feel this is the best. But he says, hapa umeweka hiyo kitu umeweka mingi sana. So I'll politely go to a mirror, very annoyed, and try to pat it, put some powder to cover maybe the colors and all the shimmers and everything. But my dressing, his choice. Or let me say this, my dressing, his pride, because you're the pride of one another. So there are clothes you will put on and your husband says, vaa ile inakaanga nini. Most likely there's something he's admiring outside there. So get very, very, very interested to know what this man is looking out for. Now, another place that we go wrong as wives and as women is in our dressing, in our kitchen, in our bedroom. How is your bedroom? How is your bedroom? Is your marriage bed beautiful? Because if there's a place I take interest in, me as Pastor Pauline, it is my bedroom. I will change my bed sheets every 2 days. Not that I have 10 pairs. Maybe I have only 2 pairs. But I must make sure by the time I'm changing this, the other one is clean. Why? Your marriage bed should be neat and decent, attractive. Young mothers, make sure your marriage bed is very attractive. Make sure whatever you are putting on, whatever you do in that marriage bed, stop cluttering your bedroom. Come on, declutter your bedroom oftenly. The clothes you don't use, the socks that are torn. Apana weka the torn socks in the same drawer with hata zingine hazifanani. Unamtolea kama one time. We saw a minister who is late now. Wanamuonesha because media people, you are very funny. You will only focus on my weakness. They focused on the torn socks, on the late Michuki. Socks imeraruka kabisa iko tu hapa na wanaonesha tu kabisa na si ni viatu wametoa. Walikuwa wanatafuta nini kwa mguu? That shows us the state of the marriage of this man. So if I meet with your husband with a torn socks, I will know there is a problem right there. So make sure your bedroom is an inviting place. he may suggest to the wife a particular way that he wants to be treated. If you hear your husband constantly saying, do you know I am the man in this house? There is a message this man is sending home. Do you still realize I am in charge of this house? As women, sometimes we can be very, very vocal in the way we do things. Let him at least have some decisions, even in the kitchen. What is made in that kitchen? Recently, we are taking breakfast in the morning, and I have 2 men in the house, and we are sitting around on a round table with breakfast. And the men say, Ma'am, if this can change to this, we are going to be very happy. And they said it like in a chorus way. This one says the same thing, the other one says the same thing. So how are you treating the man in that house? Give him varieties. Kama ni breakfast, apana peana mkate from Monday to Friday. And if you want to know a man needs change, look at the 2 things he will be sending you on WhatsApp. Recently, the oracle sends me all manner of recipes. All manner of recipes. We need to change this. We need to change this. And because he's able to provide, I will tell him, let's go to Carrefour. Let's go and do shopping for what you want me to make tomorrow. And because by the grace of God, God has enabled him to do, we will go do the shopping and I will buy those things and I will try and make the recipes. They may not come out as he sent me, but I will try and, he will at least see my wife is trying to do what is supposed to be done. Or my wife is trying at least to do what I have told her to do. So it's very, very important. Very, very important for you as a woman to be very sensitive to your man. Get to know what does he want. Try to see. He may suggest something that looks like it's out of the way. As a woman, try to adapt to what he is saying. Try to adapt to him and see whether you can be able to at least come close to what he's saying. Because at this stage, he may not even be interested in leaving the home for an extramarital affair. He wants to be confined in the home, but he wants to see, can this woman change? He wants to see, can this woman change? Can I get the same attention I am getting out there, right inside my house? Stop being madam in charge. I am in charge of this home. It is true, and it's good to be in charge of your home. But stop that madam in charge attitude, because it is going to ruin your husband and it's going to send him away to an extramarital affair. For example, if your man comes home and he saw a certain dress on a certain woman, he may not be able to name the name of the woman, but he could be able to explain, I saw a dress looking like this. He could even have taken a shot on Facebook and sent it to you. Most likely, there is an image this man is looking for. Don't ignore those initial stages. Otherwise, he will go out there looking for the person that has that dress and they are going to start dating them. So be very sensitive. Remember, the man is constantly looking for the image of the woman that he married. So the way you treat the initial stages, the two, how do I call them now? Those two prompts. He will send something on WhatsApp. He will send a certain dress. He will send a certain hairstyle. Just don't ignore those things. There is somebody out there that could be pursuing them and they are admiring them, because men love attention. So another thing that we could look out for, if you want to know that there is an extramarital affair, is a sudden, distant, wandering look. I want to repeat that again. Another initial stage that could show you or could point out that there is an extramarital affair that is building up is all of a sudden when you're talking to your man or to your wife, there could be, this man could just be wandering. You realize he's just wandering and he's just staring at you. That tells you there is a thought that has come in him that was not initially there. You could be discussing something in the house and the man all of a sudden wanders. The man all of a sudden, you realize he wanders. His mind starts wandering out there. His spirit is like, haiko pale. Yani haconcentrate na vile mnaongea. A wandering look, a distant wandering look, and the man or the woman goes blank. Ulikuwa unamuuliza hivi, you were discussing something about the children, but when you ask him a question, ati ulikuwa unasema, that is a sign to show you this man is preoccupied with something else. You could even be in your bedroom, busy with your affairs of the bedroom, and you realize all of a sudden the man has gone cold. That one tells you he is thinking of something. The mind goes blank, and you know those things start from the mind. So you realize the mind goes blank. The man starts stories that are out of nowhere. Yani, ni hadithi ambazo anaongea, ambazo hazitali na kile kitu ambacho mulikuwa mnaongea. Then immediately they remember that they are with their wife or the husband and try to come back to the conversation. Una realize, mulikuwa mnaongea na huyu jamaa, mulikuwa mnafanya kitu fulani, lakini all of a sudden the topic changes. He changes from this topic to this topic, and it's like, okay. And it's like, so what happened? So that means there is something that triggers his mind, that he remembered that there is another person that looks like this that we were discussing with, especially if the man is a Christian. And I am stressing on this, especially if the man is a Christian and he is engaged in an extramarital affair. His conscience is constantly condemning him, because the conscience of a man is the presence of the Holy Spirit in them. It is the presence of God in them. So you could realize this man, his conscience is forever and ever inamshtaki. Conscience yake inamshtaki daily and day in, day out. So you realize this man wanders, a wandering look all of a sudden. It's because he's fighting, he has a battle. Remember, he has not gotten into the relationship. The battle is still in his mind. So if you're not able to capture this thing as a woman or as a man, if it's your wife involved in this extramarital affair, if you're not able to capture them at these initial stages, the relationship will go on and it will start. So because his mind or her mind is battling with, do I do this? Then the Bible reminds him that is called adultery. Then he remembers all the adulterers will be locked out of the presence of God. Then he remembers there is a judgment for defiling my marriage bed. Then all of a sudden he comes back. So at that time, you need to be very sensitive. And that is why in the initial stages of this program or this subject of extramarital affair, I said, be very sensitive to one another's needs. Be very sensitive to the needs of your spouse. Be very sensitive to the needs of your spouse and get to know why is my husband behaving the way he is behaving? If there's a change in behavior, especially that blank look, you're talking to him, but it's like mind yake haiko hapo. Anafikiria yule mtu mwingine ambaye anamuadmire ama anaadmaiwa na yeye huko nje. So at that point, you as a spouse capture his mind, captivate his mind, even engage him with a funny thing in the house to get him off whatever he's thinking about. Very, very important for us to be sensitive on one another's issues. I have dealt with couples. I have dealt with people that are in extramarital affairs. And one of the rampant things that brings about extramarital affairs is challenges in marriages. If you have listened to the oracle talking about marriage works, he will keep saying every marriage is different. So if there are challenges in your marriage in the initial stages, and the challenges can bring an extramarital affair, especially if the woman has delayed in conception, that brings childlessness. If the woman has a challenge as a woman, I may not be able to disclose these challenges that we go through as women. You could be having long spells of bleeding as a woman. That could bring an extramarital affair into your marriage, especially if this man is not very, very well grounded in the word of God, because he has his own sexual needs. So if a woman is bleeding 3/4 the month and the man has his sexual needs, that could bring an extramarital affair. But that also you can be helped as a couple. I said you can be helped as a couple because we can be able to capture that and tackle it medically or even spiritually. So if there is that kind of a challenge for a couple that you're going through, that maybe your wife has long periods of, long seasons of hormonal imbalance, there are many things that we go through as women that could push your husband to an extramarital affair because he has sexual needs, he has physical needs that are supposed to be addressed. So it is important for you as a man to know, how do I curb this desire for sex and my wife is not able to fulfill it for me? So that is a topic for another day when we are talking to couples together, seated together. We can be able to address those things through question and answer session. So it's very, very important for you to be sensitive to the needs of your spouse. So we have talked about the first thing, is sudden distant look in the spouse. Number 2, sudden increase in the care and appearance of this person. If you realize your spouse suddenly, out of nowhere, they are now taking care of themselves. They go to the barber shop. They stay for 3 hours. My friend, think twice. I am not saying it's wrong to go to the barber shop. My husband goes to the barber shop. He loves grooming himself, and I love the way he grooms himself. But that has not been something that he started yesterday. The oracle has been a sharp man all the years. But if you realize, all of a sudden, your man has adopted that issue of going to the salon, the barber shop for long hours. He is doing things that he never used to do immediately you got married, or he has drastically changed in his looks and his appearance. The way he grooms himself is different. He goes to the barber shop and you realize when he comes back, the nails are no longer the same. Either they are shining because they have been given some base coat, and they have been manicured well. There is an issue right there. I'm telling you. Sudden increase in the care, looks, and appearance. I am not saying it's a problem. And I am not saying it is wrong for you to groom yourself as a man. But if you're grooming yourself for another person out there to notice you, there is a problem right there. So as a woman, get to know, why is this man? If you notice, your husband never used to use a perfume before. Yeye alikuwa ule mtu nachoro. Yani ule mtu akiwa tu 3 kilometers utasikia jasho yake. Saa hii akiwa hiyo 3 kilometers you're smelling the cologne. Number 1, the cologne might have been bought by the seducer. Now you're looking at me. So they should not use colognes? No, they should use. But if it's a sudden change, today he cannot leave the house without spraying some perfume on him. Very good. Now get to know where, who, how did you get here? Not by questioning him, because men hate confrontation. Don't confront him. Nani alikubaiya hii? The moment you confront him like that, he will go and get 2 more. I am telling you the truth. So if you realize sudden increase in the care and the appearance in this man, now I am talking to the man. You realize he is taking extra care on himself. If you realize the man never used to care about the smell, the way he smells. Leo hii mpaka amelan kufanya vitu zingine sitasema hapa kwa media. Kuna vitu amejifunza, una realize kwa mwili wake kuna tofauti kwa parts fulani za mwili. Kuna kitu ambacho hakuwa anafanya, amefunzwa. Haya. Stop looking at me like that. I am married for 34 years. And now I know. I said now I know. Because in my 34 years of marriage, I have counseled with people. I have talked to people. I have seen couples. I have seen men change completely. I have even seen people that have separated as a husband and wife and they are pastors. Because one thing led to the other. Either the man was not sensitive or the woman was not sensitive, and now it has escalated. They are now keeping a distance as a husband and wife. So what am I saying? It is important for us as spouses to be very sensitive with one another's needs. Now, if you realize that this man all of a sudden hawezi toka kwa nyumba kama haje either shave beards, na yeye alikuwa anaenda tu wiki moja, tunaanza kukua tule tu round. Unaona ameanza kuwa bushy by the end of the week. The guy is bushy. But today, he has a clean shave every morning. Get to know, ni wapi aliona, ni nani alimfunza. Of course, he's a grown up. But there are things that will show you, kuna kitu. Stop just looking out for the lipstick here. He may not come with lipstick here. Stop looking for strange colors on his clothes. Ati mulikuwa na? Kwani leo mulikuwa na nani? the cologne could be his. And because it didn't come from me, because today if you ask the oracle the name of the cologne he uses, my friend, even right now call him, ask him, cologne natumia inaitwa, it is me who knows what he uses. Because I am sensitive to his needs. I said I am sensitive to his needs. But if your husband comes from out there with a cologne nicely packaged, I am not saying that is exclusive to an extramarital affair. I am not saying that. But I am saying an all of a sudden thing. Yani kitu ime happen tu na ameanza tu hiyo tabia. Hawezi toka kama hajapiga perfume and it's a particular one. Most likely inatoka pahali pengine. So get to know that could be an initial sign that there is something he has noticed out there that is not working or auguring very well. Another sign that is now advancing. We are still in the initial ones, but now I am looking at advanced symptoms. When you see the following signs in your spouse, now you know an extramarital affair is either already in place or it is heading to the direction of you separating with your spouse. Number 1, sudden attachment to his phone. Yani the guy, I have my phone here, haweki simu chini. And nowadays, there are screens they are putting that are called privacy screens. Mine, if I receive a message here, I am telling you, you will read it from even where you are, even where the media people are. Utaweza kusoma. Because I have no privacy. But when you realize your husband has put a privacy screen, yani tu ata mnini kiingia, ni yeye tu anaweza soma. Yani kitu ikiingia pale, hata ukiwa hapa next to him, huwezi soma. Sudden attachment to the phone. Sudden changes. Crisscrossing passwords. Yani ile tu hata huwezi fungua. Hata saa hii aanguke tu hapo na pesa ilikuwa kwa simu ya kununua chakula, siku hiyo mnalala njaa. Kwa sababu hata password hawajui. Secrecy with his phone. Today, if the oracle's phones ring, wherever he is, he doesn't have to run. Including his children, we all can receive his phone, his calls. Why? He has no secrets. We have his passwords for his ATMs. We have his passwords for his phones, for his M-Pesa, for his banks. He has no secret on the phone. But when you realize all of a sudden your spouse has an extra attachment to his phone, that is now an advanced stage to tell you there is something that he is hiding. There is a danger right there. That is sudden attachment to the phone. Number 2, rushing out to answer phone calls. Before, he or she would pick the phone. Hiya, how are you? In front of the children, in front of everybody. But all of a sudden, akipata tu simu, anaiangalia kwanza, anakimbia nje. And he's tiptoeing to go outside. There is a problem right there. Because what is this? What conversation is this that the oracle wants to discuss with somebody that I am not supposed to hear? So sudden attachment to the phone, someone that was very free with their phone. They could answer phone calls anywhere, anytime, anywhere. Sudden attachment to the phone will show you there is something this spouse is hiding. Ukiona mtu anatoka bafu na masabuni kwa kichwa, kwa sababu simu imelia. There is a problem there. That's an advanced stage. Because mtu ambaye ameseviwa hapo, hujui kama ni Njeri Kanono, hujui kama ni mama wa asali, hujui ameseviwa kama nani. Truecaller inakuletea Njeri Kanono. Truecaller ingine inakuletea sijui mama wa asali. I had another joke from a man of God who was making a joke on phone, and he said, the person that supplies him with honey, asali, he has saved them honey on the phone. So the phone, so one day, the person, and it's a man actually, amemwandika tu honey, hajaandika honey man or honey woman or anything, ameandika honey. Akamwandikia message akamwambia, the honey I brought you last time, the one I am going to bring you next time, the one I am going to give you next time will be sweeter than the one I gave you last time. My friend, sema fire. Hey! And the wife saw the phone. So this gadget here can either make or break your family. So extra attachment to the phone can break a marriage or can make you know there is an extramarital affair. So if you see your husband even in the bedroom, inside the bed, kwa blanketi, na ameweka hiyo privacy screen. Huwezi ona, hata huwezi ona kama simu imewaka, lakini bado wana text usiku. There is a problem right there. It is important for you. Don't tiptoe, don't even, browse through your husband's phone, but tell the Holy Spirit to expose to you, what is this man up to? There's a danger right there. And if you try to inquire, because sometimes he will ask, why are you all of a sudden so attached to your phone? Number two, you go out there to receive your phone. Sometimes there are unnecessary tantrums that will come. So be ready when you ask about those things. Be ready when you ask about sudden attachment to the phone. Of course, it's a mobile gadget. It's a personal gadget. So it is personal to me, but there is nothing hidden that my husband can answer my call anytime, anywhere, because most of what comes in here is either queries from what I am teaching, or it's either a business call, which he can easily answer and tell them she will call you back. So sudden attachment to the phone and sudden rushing out to answer the phone can cause you to have, can make you know there is an extramarital affair that is moving on. We are going to end the program right there. But before we end the program, I want you to know extramarital affairs can be avoided in a marriage. I have been in my marriage with the Oracle for now 34 years and counting. And I have never fought battles about or with extramarital affairs. And I want you to know the same grace that has operated in my marriage for 34 years. I am going to release the same grace to you in the name of Jesus. I want you to know your marriage can be a marriage. I am not saying that we are super marriage counselors or I am a superwoman that has lived with a superman. We have had our down times. We have had our challenges. We have had all those intruders coming, but we have kept them at bay. Why? We have been sensitive to one another's needs. So I want us to put a comma right there until we meet again next week. But before we leave, I want you to challenge you. Can you be able to support us with only 100 shillings, 200 shillings? On the pay bill that is right there, you can help us pay and offset the mortgage for this building. You can help us pay and offset the mortgage for this building by supporting us with your 100, your 200. If this program has been a blessing to you, support us with your 100, 200. Say I can partner with the MOD Nairobi with my 10,000, 20,000, 100,000. And the Lord is going to bless you. And I want to pray that as you watch us on television, speak good about us. Speak good about our programs. Speak good about the Oracle. Speak good about our ministry. Don't listen to haters out there that keep saying that pastors are out just to get money. We are only asking you, partner with us with 100 shillings, and it will take us a long way in the payment for this mortgage for this building. Because if I get 10,000 partners that are paying just 100 shillings, within the next 2 years, we are done with the mortgage for this building. Until we see you next time, partner with us. This has been Woman Without Excuse with Dr. Pauline Oracle. Tune in next Saturday at time as this. May the Lord bless you. May the Lord keep you. See you next week, and keep sharing this broadcast. Keep sharing and calling people. Tell them every Saturday we are online to the glory and for the honor of God. Until we see you again, it's shalom from me in Jesus' name.